Good morning, everyone. As Brad said, my name is Jeremy Bourland. I'm one of the Dynamics 365 sales executives with Turnkey Technologies. And today we're going to take a look at the features of being able to create sales, invoices, quotes, and orders directly from your inbox by leveraging the power of Dynamics 365 Business Central. I thought we'd start with just a quick kind of update and overview. I know many of you might be familiar with the Dynamics 365 Business Central application, but I thought a high-level view of what the system is and its capabilities would be a great place to start. Oftentimes when we're working with customers and prospects and clients that are growing their businesses or outgrowing their current accounting systems, we encounter a lot of the common issues and problems that are faced by a lot of businesses and industries, largely around having multiple systems where we have to manually enter data into spreadsheets or third-party systems where they're not actually speaking to one another. You've got a lot of siloed systems that aren't integrated. You've got the proneness of making errors when users are making manual data entry. And really the big challenge with this is that we want to be able to have a single source of data where we can have all of our information at our fingertips when we need it. And so insufficient reporting is also another key challenge that we hear from our customers as well. So within the Business Central application, you're able to consolidate your financials, your supply chain, your distribution, your operations, project management, reporting, everything into a single source to be able to provide a one-stop shop, if you will, for all your key performance indicators to see how your business is performing on a day-to-day basis. Just a quick history of Business Central, where it came from and kind of the background of how it became the product it is known today. For those of you that are not aware, Business Central is actually built on the code base of Microsoft Navision, or NAV. It's basically NAV for the cloud, or NAV is software as a service model. It was previously known as Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations Business Edition. Recently, Microsoft rebranded it, and it's now known as Dynamics 365 Business Central. It is specifically designed for the small to mid-sized marketplace for customers that are outgrowing their current accounting systems, looking to leverage more robust ERP features and functions, and of course needing the ability to have a single source that's consolidated. One of the things I always like to point out is with the history of NAV being part and parcel, if you will, to the code base of Business Central, NAV actually builds on 31 years of heritage. There's hundreds of thousands of customers, millions of users globally that were using the NAV product. So Business Central allows you to leverage all the features and functions of a tried and true ERP application with the new usability and added features and functions like warehousing, service management, and manufacturing as well that allows you to grow your organization. It's also an affordable cloud-based service. We'll talk just a little bit about the pricing just so you guys are aware, but it is priced out on a per user per month basis. And the pricing, as we'll see in a few slides, is actually very, very affordable, especially given the functionality that you get. When you actually look at what is included as part of the core capabilities of Dynamics 365 Business Central, you'll see it really is a lot more than just financial management. So as part of the core application, in addition to the accounting functions, you also have full features around sales and service management, from quote generation all the way through payment processing. In fact, during this webinar session today, we're going to talk about creating quotes and invoices and orders and kind of following those through the process using Outlook. So there's a lot of options to maximize your business processes and be able to multitask without having to toggle between multiple screens. It goes much beyond that as well. There's a full-blown sales module, so customers aren't using a CRM today. You can leverage the power of Business Central to serve as your CRM application. Project management, supply chain operations, really a really robust application all the way through, including reporting and analytics. The one thing I'll note, and we'll talk about this a little bit in the pricing as well, is there's a few boxes on here that have an asterisk. Basically, everything is included in the Business Central Essentials licensing. The only two options that aren't included in the Essentials, and those are available in the Premium, is expanded service management as well as the manufacturing capabilities. So the crux of this webinar this morning is really taking a look at how do I leverage Microsoft Outlook and the integration of Office 365 with the Dynamics 365 products like Business Central to be able to streamline my processes, be able to create quotes, process orders, and submit invoices quickly and easily. The ability to do that within Outlook is a huge advantage, especially for those customers that are already using Office 365. But with the synergies of Office 365 and Dynamics 365, you're able to access data, you're able to read, write, and update items, sales orders, and purchase orders directly from your inbox. But it also allows you to create professional-looking documents. So when you're sending those quotes or invoices or sales orders over to your customers, you're able to not only send them over quickly and efficiently, but when they receive what you're sending over, they're actually looking nice and professional, which is very important. From a pricing perspective, Business Central is a very affordable ERP solution, especially based on the functionality that you're getting as part of the core offerings. I always like to put this slide up just to kind of recap where they are from a current pricing perspective. You'll see there's really two levels of licensing. There's the Essentials licensing, and then there's the Premium. Essentials includes, I would say, 90% of all the modules that are part of the core capabilities. This includes your financials, your management workflow, inventory, fixed assets, distribution, whereas the Premium has all that's included in the Essentials, but it also includes expanded service management as well as the manufacturing modules. So those are priced out on a per user per month basis. The Essentials is priced out at $70 per user, and the Premium is priced at $100 per user. What's great about Microsoft Business Central is they also offer a team member licensing. So these are users that maybe aren't doing the day-to-day business processing, but still need to be able to get in there and create quotes, post invoices, do certain transactions, but maybe don't need to have full access to the application. So through this, Microsoft has offered a Business Central licensing known as the Team Member, which is $8 per user per month. So typically when we're engaging or partnering with customers, we like to take a look at their current employee account, kind of review who's doing what job tasks, and more often than not, you'll end up having a combination of full users and team members, just depending on the overall breakdown of the staffing. So with that being said, kind of the overview, we're going to dive right in and take a look at what this looks like. So in this example, I've actually logged into Office 365. In this webinar, my test subject, if you will, is Fred Flintstone. Fred has received an email in his inbox from Robert Towns at Datum Corporation requesting a quote for some new office furniture for a conference room that they've just built out or redid, if you will. What's really cool with the connection between Office 365 and Dynamics is you have the ability to actually invoke something that's called Contact Insights. So by clicking the ellipses within this actual email message, I'm able to scroll down, click on the Business Central icon because it's fully integrated with Office 365. And if I click on Contact Insights, what you'll notice is it actually opens up a window within my Office 365 Outlook that's going to connect me directly with the Business Central application that's behind the scenes. I think the coolest feature about this is the fact that there's some artificial intelligence that's automatically built in. So what you'll notice is that by clicking on that Contact Insights, Business Central is automatically able to recognize that this was an email received from Robert Towns at Datum Corporation. So the first thing I wanted to point out is that just with one click of a button, I'm able to get a view of everything that's going on currently with the Datum Corp. So I can drill down into any outstanding sales quotes, sales orders, sales invoices. I can get a high view of their current balance, any past due issues, as well as sales year to date, last year's sales to date, and all the customer statistics right here at my fingertips without even having to toggle over to the ERP application. So from a high level view, by integrating Dynamics 365 Business Central with Office 365, when you're working in your Outlook inbox, you're able to get customer data, vendor data right at your fingertips without having to go into a separate system and do a deep dive into those statistics. Now, in this example, for this webinar, we were really focused on the ability to create quotes, sales orders, or invoices from my inbox without having to go back and forth. So in that same manner, if I actually click on the ellipses within my message, again, we've gotten a message that we're asking for a quote for office furniture. By going down here to the Business Central, you also see I have a new button, which gives me the option to do a lot of features and functions that I can do directly from my inbox. Those include creating a new sales quote. I can do invoices, orders, credit memos, purchase invoices, as well as purchase credit memos. So just to walk you through an example, in this case, I'm going to go ahead and create a sales invoice. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. We'll go into sales quote first, just to show you how it works. Now, again, keeping in mind that AI is built in on the background, Business Central is going to actually review and evaluate the contents of the message that's presented on my screen, and it's going to try to figure out who this email is from, what company they're from. But even beyond that, what you'll notice, it was able to interpret the text of the email to see specifically that Robert was requesting a quote for 6 London chairs as well as 1 Antwerp conference table. So when I look over here to my right, Business Central that's running behind the scenes is saying, hey, I think I see some items here that might match up with what my customer is needing. The other cool thing I wanted to point out is not only was it able to identify what those items were, but you'll notice it automatically populated the amounts of those items that the customer was asking a quote on. Again, that's being pulled directly from the inbox. So if I click on the checkbox here saying, yes, I want to create a sales quote, basically what's happening is Business Central is now prepared to create this quote with not ever having to leave my my inbox. So I'm going to send this quote to Robert Towns at Contoso. He's getting a quote for 6 London chairs, 1 Antwerp conference table. I can see the total, any discounts, everything you'd have access to from the Business Central application, you can access directly from the Outlook integration. Now, what happens after this quote is created? We have the option to go ahead and make this an order. I can actually make this an invoice directly from Outlook without having to toggle back over. I also could have kept it as a quote and sent it over as well. But the important thing is, no matter whether you're creating a quote or an order, now you'll not only be able to create the document, but you can actually post. You can post and send. You can even preview the posting from within Outlook as well. So let's go back. I want to show you what the output actually looks like. So let's take a look at some of the formats. These are customizable, by the way. So depending on how you want your professional documents to be presented to your clients, you can actually customize the logos, the headings, the format, and the layout of the invoicing. We'll go ahead and do this one more time. We're going to create a quote instead of an invoice. Push the checkbox. Again, Business Central is the power engine behind the scene that knows who my customer is. It knows what account this needs to go to. It's got the specific item numbers as well as the total counts of what's being created. And then once I actually get this created, I can decide that I want to send by email. So imagine being able to do all your business processes, whether it be posting invoices, handling your accounts payable or your accounts receivable, being able to send quotes, being able to send sales orders without ever having to actually leave your inbox. So in this example, you'll see how professional this looks. So it's basically saying, okay, I'm going to send this quote back to Jeremy. It has the detailed information, so we have email templates that you can create, but you'll notice that I actually now have the quote attached in PDF form, and these can be customized as well for the look and feel of your organization. So at a high level, that is the integration of Office 365 and Dynamics 365 Business Central.